Alright, let's make the complementary and supplementary page. I will add another page. Let's click up here. And I want to do complementary angles. So this time I'm going to use the text to label my creation. So I'll write comp, C-O-M-P. Alright. I gotta press enter. So sometimes you can click and sometimes you gotta press enter, sometimes you gotta click. Alright. Sometimes you can do either one. And I'll write supp here, S-U-P-P. Enter. Okay, so complementary angles. Well, complementary means they'll add up to 90 degrees. So how could I do that here? Well, I'm going to get the line tool, and what is another name for 90 degrees? Well, let's go to construction. Perpendicular, right? So let me construct perpendicular lines, and then I'll have complementary angles. Right there is, so I clicked on the line twice basically, and that gave me a line perpendicular. Now if I go get the ray tool and I put a vertex right at the intersection and then going out anywhere in this interior, now these two angles should be complementary. So I don't need to label them necessarily this time. Let me just measure them. So click once up there, once at the vertex, and then once on the other side. Let me put this right inside that angle. Okay, watch this. If I press Control menu and go to Recent, there, that saved me a little bit of time to get my angle measurement tool back. So now I will measure the other angle here. Alright, I have both their measurements. I could do some quick math in my head, but instead of doing that, I want to create a tool that will measure them even if I change it. So I'll just go with, I'll do this, 1 plus 2. So I'm going to name them like angle 1 and angle 2. So there's my expression, and it knows, oh no it doesn't, so that won't work. So I'll have to change it to, so when we label things, we can label it angle 1 and angle 2, but in terms of the expression, we better type in a plus b so it knows we want variables. Okay, now I'll click on the expression and call this one angle A, this one angle B, and there we go, 90 degrees. Okay, so those are complementary angles. Now, supplementary angles. Supplementary angles are two angles that add up to 180. They don't need to form a line, but if they do, they're also called a linear pair. And I know that a linear pair will be supplementary, so since I'm trying to create supplementary angles here, I'll use a linear pair. So I drew a line and then a ray coming out from that line. Let me measure the two angles here and show that they indeed measure 180. So that one is what does that say? 150, 133? Yep. Okay, let me measure the other one now. Notice there's a difference when it says point or point on. But we'll know if we got it right if they add to 180. Okay, let me, this time when I write the text in order to create my expression, let me use not 1 plus 2 again, because obviously that doesn't work, but C plus D. Okay. And now menu actions, calculate. There's my expression. Call that angle C. Call this guy angle D. And look at that, they add up to 180. So I know each of these expressions are adding my two angles together. And the nice thing about that is now I can even prove it. If you grab the point on that ray, then it won't move anything. If you grab the ray, how in the world do I do this here? We want to, okay, it says text, but it says tab. So let me press tab, tab. Yeah, there we go. We want to grab the ray as a solid, when it gets bold like that. There we go. See? I'm not inept here. No matter where I put it, as long as it's in between, like if I put it over here, now it doesn't work because it's not in between, but we can see that they're indeed complementary. Same thing is true here. If I grab the ray when it's bold, and then bam, they're always 180. So this is a good representation of complementary and supplementary angles.